The Toyota GR86 is one of the last affordable rear-wheel drive sports coupes out there. But how does it perform? We took one to the track to find out. So this will be our second go-around with the newest version of the Toyota 86, or the twin Subaru BRZ, in its, let's call it, second generation guise with the updated, more powerful engine. If you want a small rear-wheel drive sports coupe, you don't really have many options these days, but luckily the option you do have is a very good, very friendly, very drivable one. But for now, suffice to say that the chassis is still excellent. It's very reactive. It's very driver centric. It always lets you know what it's doing. Although the way it's equipped from the factory, it does not have a ton of grip. Now, some of that is sort of by design. Toyota's actually made allusions to the fact that they maybe didn't maximize the limits of the car in favor of maximizing the feel, and the feel is certainly superb. Michelin PS4 tires are not the stickiest thing in the world, but they do give good feedback. And the chassis alignment settings, although you can basically look at the car and see that it could use a little bit more camber in the front, off the showroom floor, it's very, very drivable. And it also gives you the impression that once you do knock a little bit of camber into it, once you do give it a little bit more aggressive alignment settings, it's just going to wake up the chassis even more, especially with a set of sticky track tires. Now, if you remember, when we tested the Subaru BRZ with the new engine, we tested it with an automatic. In fact, we almost didn't test that car because we didn't really expect much from the automatic. After all, a 6-speed manual transmission with 3 pedals on the floor the way God intended, that is what you should be taking to the track, right? Well, we took one to the track to find out, and we've got data on both the new 6-speed and on the previous automatic that we tested. And what we found, if I may be so clickbaity here for a moment, was kind of shocking. So let's talk about stuff we didn't like, and for the most part that comes down to something which is probably fixable with a little bit of work and something you're going to do anyway should you want to go out and autocross or track the car, and that is the brakes. The brakes seem a little undersized for a car of this size and performance, and we got fade pretty quickly after just a lap or two of our 1.5 mile test track. So not a very long track. There are a couple of hard braking areas, but it does not have an endless capacity for braking the way something from Porsche or BMW or even some of the modern Hyundai sporty cars like the Elantra N. They just seem to have this endless reserve of braking capacity. GR86, not quite there yet. A little bit better pads, a little bit better fluid might help that out quite a bit. The 228 horsepower flat 4 engine is a definite upgrade from the first generation. Completely gone is the torque dip that used to occupy the middle part of the rev band, and now we have a nice, smooth accelerating, very almost leggy engine under the hood. We got impressive fuel mileage with the car as well, though. In a week of basically daily driving, doing errands, running around, doing real stuff, and a track test, we only had to put half a tank of gas in the thing. It averaged close to 30 miles a gallon, including our track test. So that's really, really impressive for a car that might need to be your only vehicle. You want to actually go out and have some fun with it. It's not going to kill you at the pump for this to be your only car that you are commuting with and recreationally driving on the weekends. So now let us address our clickbait. Let's address the elephant in the room, which is what we saw on the data compared to the automatic equipped Subaru BRZ. And what we see consistently throughout this data trace is that automatic is out accelerating the manual equipped Toyota GR86, which I did not expect to see on this trace. Let's look at this this first spot right here, and we see that and through the kink, through turn 4, fast flick, the Subaru BRZ got a much faster line through there, but also even once the throttle was turned on after that, the BRZ held its advantage down the next straight, even started pulling a little bit of a gap on the manual equipped 86. If we fast forward here to the exit of turn 6, we'll see that both cars got nearly an identical exit. In fact, the automatic equipped Subaru BRZ maybe got a slightly worse exit from this, which is about an 80-degree turn 6, but the automatic equipped BRZ immediately pulled the manual equipped GR86 out of this next corner. So it wasn't even like one car was using exit speed advantage to gain advantage down the next straight. There was an immediate acceleration advantage, and we can see that again accelerating out of the hairpin. Both cars by the exit of the hairpin, turn 7, had a nearly identical exit. And once again, we see the automatic equipped car take an immediate lead, and then we see the manual equipped car lose a bit on the shift there, and the automatic equipped car maintain its lead down to turn 8. Now, this is one of the only spots where we see the manual equipped car start to close the gap on the automatic equipped car up towards and beyond about 80 miles an hour. We see that blue line of the manual GR86 coming closer to and matching the angle of the red line of the automatic car, going down towards turn 8. Both cars very solid through turn 8, a little bit more mid-corner speed from the automatic equipped Subaru BRZ. Again, don't read too much into that. These lines are nearly sitting over top of each other on turn-in and on final exit, so you're looking at essentially the limits of the tires in two identical chassis with two identical tire and wheel packages on them. But then look again at the acceleration out of this corner. Now here is where the automatic car does not have much of an advantage on the manual car, which appears to be in those higher speed areas, that sort of above 75 mile an hour area. We see the acceleration zone from turn 8 down to the final turn 9, turn 10, and into the start finish corner. We see them a little more evenly matched here, but on the medium speed acceleration up to about 75, 80 miles an hour, that automatic equipped BRZ has got some real thrust. In fact, if you remember the test we did of the automatic equipped BRZ, if you don't, it's linked right up here. If you remember that, we were showing on this data that that car was pulling just as hard down some of these straightaways as a Honda Civic Type R. A 228 horsepower automatic equipped car pulling just as hard as a Honda Civic Type R, and pulling harder in many cases than the manual version of the same car. So what's it all mean? I wish I had a conclusive answer for you. I think the most conclusive answer we can draw is that you are giving up very little, and in fact maybe even gaining some performance, if our lap time is an indication, when you go from a manual Toyota 86 or Subaru BRZ to the automatic equipped version. You are certainly not losing anything. Now, could we devise situations where one or the other car has clear advantages? Yes, we absolutely could. The manual equipped car probably launches much harder, probably has better pull through autocross speeds where you're staying in one gear constantly, you're not shifting gears. The automatic definitely makes up some of that performance with the ability to use multiple gears over the course of its acceleration. But I'm not willing to sit here and say that one is clearly the superior to the other, because both are clearly capable cars, and I am a little bit shocked to sit here and say that the automatic version of this low horsepower car, this relatively low horsepower car, is just as good on track, and a fantastic driving experience as well on track as the manual version. So maybe I'm forfeiting some right to my car guy card here by saying the automatic is just as good, but folks, I am just reporting what is on the data and what we found on track. From a driving experience perspective, I will absolutely tell you with no shame in my heart that both cars are very rewarding driving experiences. And I was on team, hey, let's not even bother testing the automatic equipped BRZ because I figured, it's automatic. I was wrong. I am fully willing to admit here that I was wrong. It is a fantastic driving experience, as all BRZs and GR86s are, regardless of the transmission that they are equipped with. Folks, if you like the stuff we are doing here on YouTube, do me a favor, go down here, like and subscribe, and then visit us on the web at grassrootsmotorsports.com. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time at the track.
Support brands who support grassroots motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. To learn more, visit crcindustries.com. Want to see more content like this? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And for more information, visit us online at grassrootsmotorsports.com.